What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. Today to talk a little COMC. That's right, channel partner COMC. They do sponsor the channel. This is indeed a video sponsored by our good friends over at COMC. But what I wanted to do today is just kind of break down. I get lots of questions when I talk about COMC in regards to what do I send in? How am I kind of using the platform? And I kind of just wanted to go a little bit of, I've mentioned this, but I've never really done like a dedicated video on it. So I figured now would be a good time for it. So my general plan with COMC, and there's lots of ways to use COMC. I'm just going to talk about mainly how I use COMC. For me, I go about it. I don't buy a lot of cards on platform to flip on platform. I know like Dakota Sports Cards Anonymous and a few other people, a lot of people actually, they do that and they do that quite well. You know, they'll buy stuff, buy low, sell high, etc., time the seasons, wait out auctions, all that. And you can 1000% do that on the platform. It is just not how I primarily use it. I've done some of that. I've dabbled. I've done okay. I've won some. I've lost some. But generally speaking, that is not typically how I utilize COMC. How I utilize COMC as a 42-year-old that works a full-time job and runs a YouTube channel in his downtime, I just don't have time to deal with mid to lower end stuff, specifically like $1 to $5 cards. I just do not have the time for it. You know, more power to the people that could sit there and crank out plain white envelope stuff. It's not my thing. I just don't want to do it. There's just other things I could be spending my time on. I just don't have the wherewithal for it. And I don't have the patience to deal with, and I know there's not like a ton of issues with standard envelope, but the occasional that do pop up, constantly running to the post office or putting them in the mailbox, buying all the supplies, all of it, I just don't feel like dealing with it. I am more than willing to lose some profit margin to send those cards off and just have COMC deal with it. Now, I'm not going out and sourcing my cards. I'm not going out and buying collections, all that stuff. I am using it mostly as a way to get rid of stuff that I have laying around me. I've talked about this before. You look around in your situation, whatever it is. For me, it is the office that I record in. Look around. I have the desk that's in front of me. I have a table that's off screen behind me that a lot of my shipping supplies are on, and just random boxes of cards. And then across my desk itself is there's just piles of cards. I open a decent amount of wax, not a ton. You guys see everything that I open on the channel. Everything that I've pretty much opened is opened on camera. So, a handful of boxes a month, usually a couple Marvel releases, and then, sometimes an occasional sports card release, just depending on what's going on. Anything massive, super mega hit, anything gradable, I'll send that off, take care of that on my own. Pretty much anything else, I am just shuffling off to COMC. They have the Fresh Pulls program, which allows you to get 50% off uploads, which means you could send a card in at the $1 level, get it uploaded for 50 cents, and it's on platform within 2 weeks. I take advantage of that more than anything else. I also use the super slow service, the one that's 50 cents a card, and it takes, 2 to 3 months to get things uploaded, and it typically runs a little bit faster than that. But generally speaking, for older stuff, I don't use that one as much now because I've kind of sent a lot of that stuff off. But my basic goal is to turn those stacks of cards into something that I actually want. So I'm not looking, yes, COMC, they charge you 50 cents to upload. They take a fee when the card sells. And then if you actually want to cash out your credit, there is a fee for that as well. In my opinion, for the stuff that I'm sending off, it's still way cheaper than eBay fees. And for them taking the workload off my plate, I am more than happy to pay those fees to them. You can also transfer your credit off to Blowout, which I may consider doing some of that at some point as well. Or like I said, you could always just cash it out. But for me, it's about kind of building up a bankroll on there and then using that bankroll to go after cards that pop up that I want for the PC. and we'll go over some of the things that I have snagged on there over this time period that I've been using them. I started using them beginning of the year. I think it was like February, March-ish, before I was sponsored with them. I did that video about like my first submission to COMC. You could find it on the channel. And it was like 150 cards I just randomly had laying around. $1, $2 stuff. Now, I've made mistakes. I've sent stuff in that I have sold for 10 cents that I literally took a 40-cent loss on. You know, I'll scroll through here. This is my sales history on COMC. We'll just kind of scroll down. There's a lot of Marvel stuff on here. You can actually see some Sapphire that I just sent in. I just opened this card like a month ago. That was from 2023. Topps Chrome Sapphire. I got, you know, $2.61 for it. You could see the breakdown there of what I got. Now, subtract about 50 cents off each one of these for the upload fee. So you have to factor that in as well. On some of this stuff, that's not that big of a deal. On these dollar cards, you know, on this card that I sold for 95 cents, after the fees, subtract another 50 cents off there because that was what I paid to upload it. So I sold that card for 45 cents. It was a Giannis Green Mosaic Prism. It's about a $1 card. I am perfectly happy to have my 45 cents and not have that card sitting around the house. Like I said, I'll scroll through here. You can kind of get an idea. You know, here's a Bowman Chrome Refractor. I lost money on. I lost 41 cents on that card. We'll just kind of keep scrolling through here. You'll see most of this stuff as I scroll through. $1, 60 cents, $2, a dollar, $1.50, 95 cents, a lot of 95 cents, 71 cents. We're not talking about huge stuff. There's some a lot of Marvel stuff. I do really well moving Marvel stuff on there because of their tie-in with EPAC. So Marvel buyers are used to looking on COMC for stuff. So you can all see a couple bucks a card. Biggest card I've sold so far is this Victor Wembanyama, the SP from Bowman University. I pulled one. I was going to sell it on eBay, and you know what? I just felt like I didn't feel like dealing with it. I'll just send it into them and see how it moves. I put it up for $225. eBay auctions have been ending around the low twos, and it got gobbled up within about 5 minutes, actually. It did not stay on platform pretty long, which means I probably priced it a little too low. But whatever. I got that out of what were those boxes? $100 or something. I don't remember what the boxes of Bowman U were when I got it. So perfectly fine with that. So that's kind of, that's a page of stuff there. We'll just kind of scroll through here, just pick a couple of these at random to give you kind of an idea. You can see some of this Topps Chrome stuff that I've been sending in. Like this Bruce Brown auto. I had this randomly sitting in a box next to me for years from when I ripped a bunch of 2019 Mosaic during the pandemic. Sent this in, got $2.37 for it. So I made a little under $2 on that card. This stuff doesn't sound like a lot when you're kind of scrolling through here and you see a bunch of 50 cent, $1.50, $3. Here's some here I took major losses on. These 2023 Topps Chrome 1988 throwbacks of random rookies that I sent in. 4 cents. Lost my ass on those. $3, $7 on some Marvel stuff. What's this $11 one? Where'd that go? Battle Spectrum for Marvel Masterpieces. I've been selling a lot of my Marvel Masterpieces on here. We'll just kind of pick one from in the middle. Here's some stuff from Fleer Ultra Avengers I was sending in. Once again, some stuff I'm losing money on. Some stuff I'm selling for $20, $30. Just kind of depends on what it is. The net result of all this is, here's a $50 one for a Marvel Beginnings auto that I pulled. Some Star Wars Chrome stuff. Some more Bowman Sapphire stuff. $11 for this random Henry Davis orange. The big things you want to stay away from are base rookies. I made mistakes on those, sending that stuff in. I got a little too cute on some of that stuff early on. I've learned my lesson. Numbered stuff does well. Refractors, patches, game use stuff, autos, all that stuff that there's not 18,000 of, like those J-Rod Topps Updates rookies. Mistakes sending those. I made a slight profit on those, but you get the point. Like these Gunnar Henderson Top Series 1 base. Even if you send it immediately, I got 63 cents for these. So I guess I made a 13-cent profit. So profit's profit. So I'll take it in the long run. A nice Luke Longley auto here that I sold for $7. Another one just randomly sitting in a box. Now, cost basis on all this stuff is really tricky to say. This is wax that I have ripped over the years. Odds are I'm probably in the hole just because of the money spent to buy the wax. But I've still turned that random pile of stuff into cash. I'll pull up my overall statistics so far. So here on the right-hand side, you could see my COMC stats. I currently have 85 items in my inventory. 438 of that is asking price. That is my total asking price on all my cards that I have listed currently, which I think I have all 85. I might actually have 75 out of the 85 listed. As I say, I think I have a couple dupes pulled back. I usually like to wait for one to sell and then relist the other one. But here's the thing right here. I've purchased 24 items on platform. I've added 601 items to the site. So let's assume 50 cents per upload. That's about what I've probably paid on all these. Maybe a little bit less with some random specials or something like that. Maybe a couple bucks more on some of the grading stuff. It is what it is. But of those 601 cards that I've sent to the site, my total sales equals $1,754. Subtract 300 off that, rough estimate for upload fees. I am still up 1,200 bucks. Now, once again, I'm going to use up loosely because these are cards that I technically paid for by ripping wax, but I have turned piles of cards that were sitting around me that I did not feel like dealing with into $1,200. That's literally no time spent, because, or I shouldn't say no time, 10 minutes maybe, because all you have to do is penny sleeve them, print out the form. You don't have to fill anything out, send it in the mail. They upload them, and it is very easy to price stuff on COMC. I could show you real quick if you want, but it is very, very easy. Now, what have I done with that money? I have not pulled any money off platform, but I've bought cards. I'm a big Spider-Gwen collector, so when cool stuff pops up, I just grab it. The biggest one, I'll show this in a mail day video. You may have seen it already, depending on when this video posts. Into the Spider-Verse Haley Steinfeld auto. 280 bucks. I've wanted one of these forever. One popped up on here. Very reasonable price. I snagged it. And then I used COMC grading to grade it with CGC. It came back in 8.5. I bought this Comic Images 90 Jim Lee for the Jim Lee signing. Here's a Plexi die cut that I just picked up. And then a Marvel Gems base. These don't come up super, super often. They're numbered. I purchased this and actually sent it off for CGC for grading. Probably not going to grade great. It's probably an 8.5, maybe a 9 if I'm lucky. But those cards are very condition sensitive, and I just wanted it slab because I like the CGC holder, even without the blue label. So I am taking those profits and buying things like this that I truly want for my PC, and then having them shipped home. I get questions about pricing cards when they get uploaded. You go to your inventory manager. This is very, very easy. All the cards are listed out here. When they are first uploaded with no price on them, it'll say like you have cards that need pricing. And then you just come over here and literally just type in the number, and it shows you what is already on platform. So there are already, this exact card is already listed for $3 to $5. I'm currently the cheapest at $3. If I wasn't, you could just double click, type in $275, hit enter, and it automatically moves you down to the next one. You can actually price stuff very quickly. And then if there's none on the platform, it tells you have a COMC monopoly, which means I have the only one on platform of this random Bowman U prospect in a gold refractor auto. Pretty simple. Is it for everybody? No. Some people want to put the work in and grind it out. I get that. I do. For some people, they don't use it like this at all. Like I said, they buy singles on platform and flip and do profit that way. I may get into more of that, maybe with basketball season coming. But I've mostly been focused on still cleaning out inventory around me and sending stuff in. I usually wait till I have about 100 cards, give or take, unless I'm taking advantage of some promo like the Fresh Pulls, or they recently had the TCG promo and I wanted to take advantage of that and send a bunch of that stuff in. I'm actually waiting for some of that stuff to get uploaded at time of recording. I'm waiting on probably about another 100 cards to get uploaded, and I'm recording this a little bit ahead, so most of those are probably uploaded because I think the deadline dates are like October 10th or 11th to get those up. So that's kind of a little rundown on how I am utilizing COMC. Like I said, I've talked about this in various videos, but I've never actually done like a full deep dive / showed it off. So hopefully this was helpful for you. Like I said, this is just one way to use COMC of multiple different ways. So find out the system that works best for you and have at it. For me, it's just a simple method to get rid of unwanted cards and turn them into wanted cards. and having to put very little time or effort into it. That is all I have for you, boys and girls. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.